So, Roland Martin cries about state contracts. Coming right up. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Common Sense, Logic, and Reason. And as always, I want to say thank y'all for joining me today. So, Roland Martin, as y'all know, he's a major race hustler. He pushes a leftist agenda no matter how terrible the policy is, no matter how detrimental that policy is or have been to black people. He will push it no matter what. He's just yet another race hustler, though. Roland Martin is just yet another one of these race hustlers that's constantly telling black people that we as a race are being oppressed in America by the white supremacists and all the other foolishness, while he himself is doing very well financially for himself. Now, how black people keep falling for the same nonsense, honestly, it's beyond belief. Unfortunately, they do. Now, I will give him one thing, Roland Martin, he is a skilled debater. Unlike the majority of these race hustlers, he is a skilled debater, even though his number one tactic is out shouting people. However, I don't care how skilled a debater you are. If you're a skilled debater with no facts, a skilled debater with facts and evidence is going to destroy you. Now, he was in this debate with this young man. I don't know who this young man was, but it seems that and again, this was a YouTube short, so I don't know what the complete argument was, but it seems to be about state contracts between Illinois and Texas.
I want you. I want you to tell me right now, what is the percentage of state contracts that African Americans receive in Texas? I'll wait.
Okay, I'll answer that question. Are you going to answer my question?
No. And then I want you to tell me what's the percentage in Illinois. But go ahead. What's the percentage in Texas?
Are you going to answer my question?
Go ahead. I'll answer your question if you give me. Come on, give me an answer.
It's very small, but we have to.
No. What's the number?
It's less than 10%, and that's the thing.
Wow. So you mean tell me Republicans have been in control of Texas for more than 20 years, and you're telling me that it's less than 10%? That's it?
It's unacceptable for that. But this
really?
So Roland Martin basically asked this young man, what percentage of state contracts in Illinois and Texas go to black people? Now, I'm guessing the argument here was about which one of these states is better for black folks for business. I don't know. But according to the young man, we didn't get an actual number of percentage of blacks who get state contracts, or percentage of state contracts in Texas that go to blacks. He just said less than 10%. And in this short, we never got the answer to Illinois at all. But like I said, I'm guessing what basically he's trying to say, Roland Martin is trying to say that Illinois, a more leftist state, is better for black people economically than Texas, which is a conservative state. Well, the problem with that argument is that he doesn't prove anything with that one. He doesn't prove anything with the argument that he's trying to make. And the main reason why I'm bringing this up, because I like to give specific examples of end result thinking, because this is just end result thinking, all types of end result thinking coming from Roland Martin here. Okay, so if black people, and I'm assuming that blacks get a higher percentage of state contracts in Illinois than in Texas, but this is not evidence of anything. And I always say that the end result is not the evidence is how we got there. Okay, the question I would have for Roland Martin is, what's the relevance to this though? If black people get less than 10% of the state contracts in Texas, my question to him is, well, what percentage are black people supposed to get? Is there a set number that black people are supposed to get in Texas? And then, is Texas barring black people or limiting black people from getting state contracts? That's the question I would love to know, because you have to show me the evidence of this. Just because black people, assuming that black people get a large percentage of state contracts in Illinois, doesn't mean that that Texas is barring them. Perhaps maybe black people in Illinois are trying to get more state contracts. And then that brings us to point number 3. Are blacks trying to get more state contracts in Texas, or are they trying to get more in Illinois than Texas? I mean, they always talk about group economics. I always say, before you can practice group economics, you got to practice economics. Are black people practicing more economics in Illinois than in Texas? And if are blacks more in charge of governmental positions in Illinois than in Texas? I mean, if you look at the Illinois is pretty much Chicago pretty much is probably, I would guessing that Chicago makes up a good percentage of Illinois. Well, black people are there, and usually in those situations like that, black people make up a good percentage of the governmental structure, mayors, city councils. So could it possibly that blacks make up a larger percentage of governmental positions in Illinois, and thus, because there's a lot of nepotism in government, they're more likely to give contracts to people they know? But again, this is no evidence of racism here. This is just end result thinking written all over it, assuming that because there's some situation in which black folks are better off in Illinois than in Texas doesn't mean that that Illinois is a better state for black people. And I'm assuming this is the argument that was trying to be made here, because this is just a YouTube short. I don't know where this came from, what was the source video, but it was uploaded by Roland Martin scam, as proving that he quote unquote beat somebody else in the debate. But I would love to get more information on this. However, this is no evidence that that Illinois is better for black people than Texas, not by a long shot. You got to be careful of the end result thinking, because this is what the left, they basically live off of. Stuff like this here, not the things that are not necessarily true. But anyway, I would love to get access to the full video to see what was the full context of what was being argued here, because you just can't really get it in the YouTube short. But if he's trying to make the argument, Roland Martin is trying to make the argument that Illinois is better for black people than Texas, this is an epic fail, because this proves absolutely nothing. Anyway, y'all, as always, until next time.